Here's another thing that I personally have been involved in and quite enjoy is you can get the personal internet radio on your belt with Slacker, but the most important thing is it's highly contextualized to you, but that's not that new. But what's most important is it has a cache, so you can have literally thousands of songs cached up so that it doesn't need to be streamed. And yet it's highly personal, and each time you use it, it adapts more. And as well, you have things where this is an HD TV, this is a plasma TV in your pocket. And so that whole, and we're working with a lot of the Turner folks and all that here, on how does your access to information change your multimedia, change your relationship. Well, me, I like watching TV. The problem is I'm not there to watch TV very often. And so this idea, a PVR time-shifted TV, and with these kinds of systems, your time and place shifting. And so, again, you can have thousands of different apps, tens of thousands, and that's all great, but really what I would like to do is just watch TV, and I want the game, or I want the news, or I want the show. And how does that happen in a way that's personal and efficient? And the element is really a cache with digital rights protection at play. Certainly a tremendous shift of social networking, and you're going to see how we're integrating closely with, first of all, we have tens of millions in Facebook and MySpace and Twitter and Windows Live, etc. But you're going to see how we're integrating that more and more and more. Well, it's already partially done to the calendar, but also integrating it more with Messenger, so that you've got that highly personal, contextualized, schedule, contact, collaboration, media relationship for your kind of life. But also, we work very closely in sort of personal, services where WorldMate and hotel reservation, et cetera. But here's where it also gets very interesting because of the security of what we do. Many of the large parcel delivery companies and largest insurance companies and banks and healthcare, they want sort of, pick your healthcare in your pocket, bank in your pocket, insurance in your pocket, or package delivery in your pocket, whatever you want to call it. But this service where you can actually have a rich contextualized service relationship for somebody who's doing something for you, whether it's, I can say Abdul, who's CIO of Mayo, they want Mayo in your pocket. And this idea that you can have your Mayo, it's really, you have to look after your own health care and yet invoke the system. Well, the same applies to government services, financial services, and also banking and things like package delivery, B2B and B2C, and that highly contextualized, event-driven kind of relationship. I call that a rich services relationship. And this stuff is absolutely happening. And those are the kind of things you're going to see more and more of in the app world. So there's an element of games, right? And there's an element of, I want the fireplace scenes and all that kind of stuff. You want that. But really there's a chance for transformative services relationships. And so whether you're the innovator of those kinds of things, whether you're the integrator of those kinds of things, or whether you're the consumer of those kinds of things, or whether you're the organization who's availing those kinds of things to transform your relationship with your clients and give that special thing. My core message here today, and this is my wrap-up slide, and we have microphones to do for people to come up and do Q&A. But my core message to you today is that these enablers, mobility in a services construct, in a virtualization set of constructs, and in a set of potential cloud services constructs, has profoundly changed what's possible. And I encourage you to look at these possibilities in whichever way you enter into these forms of commerce with a fresh set of eyes and not be beholden to legacy things. And most of the challenges are inertia to process reengineering and really the imperative to have creativity in how people think. So those are my comments, and I'm delighted to take any Q&A. Thank you very much. Could somebody from one of the organizers, you could also, people are going to come up, so somebody also just grab the mic if people put their hand up and walk around. That also helps with shy people, but please go ahead.
Yeah,
Yes, I think it's on.
Okay, so my question is, it involves RIM's investment in Atlanta. Can you specifically talk about what you're doing in Atlanta, but more importantly, why you picked Atlanta, and what are your long-term sort of plans and expectations for the city?
Sure. Can you hear me okay? Because I keep moving between mics here, messing them up. But I can't talk in a lot of detail because there's elements of security around it. But why did we? The principal reasons were, and I get involved in these decisions. I would say your principal things were quality of infrastructure. And that's a holistic element. You know what I mean? A pro doing business kind of environment. When you're trying to invest stuff, you have a lot of hassles in doing. Like business has lots of challenges. I don't know about you guys, but we have lots of challenges in our business. And maybe you don't, but so gratuitous hassles really just pile on, and so a place that doesn't pile on, is a great relief. And then quality of people. So, infrastructure, pro-business attitude, and quality of people. Those really rise to the top of your thinking in this kind of stuff.
And long-term, Atlanta's role?
Well, it's growing, and that's a lot of money for us. That's a third of our capex this year worldwide, or quarter. So that goes down the category of hogging the puck, and so it's a lot for us. But Robin's the big fan of Atlanta. She likes investing here because it's close to her house. Yeah, sir. See ya. Yeah.
Good morning, Keith Credendino from IHG.
Mm-hmm.
I first want to say thank you for sharing your stories today.
Pleasure.
I have two questions. One is on the behalf of the audience, I think. Usually, when a speaker's at the podium, it's pretty rude to be on your Blackberry. How do you feel about that, being up there and people being on their Blackberries? That's my jokey question.
I'll answer the first question.
The
first thing is that I get blamed a lot for ruining meetings and speeches, but I like to think we liberate people from boring meetings. It's like people, the media calls up and, because sometimes, again, I don't want to shock anyone, but sometimes media will try to take a negative slant on things. And so one time we had the media call and say, you Blackberry and making people all stressed and all anxious. And I said, well, actually, I think Blackberry relaxes people. And they said, well, give me an example. And I said, well, for instance, I now look forward to red lights. And I said, I'm much more patient in personal bathroom time. So again, I think it's actually calmed people.
You share that with my wife.